Okay, this morning we're dealing with a Paradigm floor. It's vinyl, 6 inch. And what I've done here is I have opened up a number of boxes and I have, out of curiosity, separated them into their various patterns. In this one, we can see that it's the same pattern, but they're mirrored. One's going one way and one's going the other way. This is the same. I call these the generic ones. You got the shake to the rear and the shake to the front on the generic ones. They're about a ratio of 3:2. This one I call Pac-Man to the right, and that one I call Pac-Man to the left. I'm calling these the cut-up ones because it looks like they're boards that are joined together, and they're mirrored as well to the tune of about 2:1. These over here are about 3:2, and you can see they've got the same knot pattern, same burl pattern, and same shake pattern. And then we have these over here that I have been calling 2 shakes and a knot, and those are mirrored as well. So essentially there are 5 patterns total, and they're flipped around and mirrored, and then they cut them to the left and the right to where they're not all exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to just demonstrate how to install one of these. And over here we have a shake to the front generic, and there's a cut up one. And then here's the 2 shakes in the knot with the top of the shakes kind of pointing towards me. Here's a Pac-Man to the right. And here's another cut up one. So I'm looking through the patterns here and trying to decide which one to use. And it looks like I might be able to get away with a shake to the front generic. Okay, so here's the key with this stuff. You slip the tongue in, or the end in first. See that? Get the end in first. And I've got it about as close as I can get it this way. And then I set it all along. So that it's close. And if I need to, I can just pick up on it and kind of pull it in. And that's as close as it can get before we tap it. The end seam is tight. And now I'll get my tapping block. So I have 2 different style of tapping blocks here. We have this one, which is a sort of generic one. And then we have this one that's made by Paradigm. So the thing to do here, get a hammer, and look at the profile of this thing. I'm going to set that right on the end like this. See that? Now I'm avoiding hitting the tongue, which is fragile. I'm going to set it there, and I'm just going to tap it to make sure that my end is completely seated. And then I'm going to put it in the center, roughly, and I'm actually going to lift up like that, and then I'm going to tap it lightly. I'm going to slide it to the left, tap it lightly. Now you can see it's mostly seated, but but there's still a fine hairline gap there. And you can see that it's still up. But if I'll just put a little weight on it, maybe I'll use my knee and just tap it a little bit, then it seats and it goes down. You can see it's still up over there. I slide this block down there and just tap it, and it goes right in. Look carefully. There is still a hairline gap on the one that preceded it. I'll slide the block over so that it's bridging the two. And then I'm just going to tap it and close it up. If you are installing this stuff and you are hitting it hard enough to do that to your thumb, if you miss, then you're not doing it right. You shouldn't be hitting this stuff any harder than just a slight little tap, and that's why they're called tapping blocks.